El presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, no ha dudado en cargar duramente contra el fallecido general iraní Qasem Soleimani y justificar su muerte. Trump ha aseverado que tendría que haber sido asesinado hace 20 años por la amenaza que suponía para la seguridad de las tropas norteamericanas y los miembros de la zona.
El presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, ha cargado duramente contra el general iraní Qasem Soleimani, fallecido tras un ataque de Washington sobre el aeropuerto internacional de Bagdad a principios del mes de enero.
Qasem Soleimani, number one terrorist in the world. Soleimani was responsible for murdering and wounding thousands of Americans, but we stopped them cold.
No es la primera vez que Trump se refiere a Soleimani en términos nada afables, pero esta vez ha señalado que debería haber sido asesinado hace 20 años, porque suponía una inminente amenaza contra la seguridad de las tropas y ciudadanos estadounidenses en la región.
Great percentages of people don't have legs right now and arms because of this son of a bitch.
Soleimani murió junto al número 2 de las fuerzas de movilización popular, Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, y varios milicianos iraquíes, tras lo que Irán prometió que se vengaría por el ataque.
Over the last 4 years, we've learned a lot. So many politicians actually prefer to complain about a problem rather than fix it. I was shocked to see people leave major challenges unsolved so they can blame the other side, campaign on the same issue in the next election. But Donald Trump did not come to Washington to win praise from the Beltway elites. Donald Trump came to Washington for one reason and one reason alone: to make America great again. My father has strong convictions. He knows what he believes, and he says what he thinks. Whether you agree with him or not, you always know where he stands. I recognize that my dad's communication style is not to everyone's taste, and I know that his tweets can feel a bit unfiltered. But the results speak for themselves. He is so unapologetic about his beliefs that he has caused me and countless Americans to take a hard look at our own convictions and ask ourselves, what do we stand for? What kind of America do we want to leave for our children? I am more certain than ever before we want a future where our kids can believe in American greatness.
I recognize the stories I just told about people who survive extraordinary circumstances. But Donald and I are also inspired by the millions of Americans who wake up each day with a simple yet courageous goal of providing for their families and keeping them safe. You are the backbone of this country. You are the people who continue to make the United States of America what it is, and who have the incredible responsibility of preparing our future generations to leave everything even better than they found it. Just as you are fighting for your families, my husband, our family, and the people in this administration are here fighting for you. No matter the amount of negative or false media headlines or attacks from the other side, Donald Trump has not and will not lose focus on you. He loves this country, and he knows how to get things done. As you have learned over the past 5 years, he is not a traditional politician. He doesn't just speak words. He demands action, and he gets results. The future of our country has always been very important to him, and it is something that I have always admired.
to the strike by targeting U.S. military sites. President Trump was tweeting threats to the Iranian government up until the wee hours of the morning, including on Saturday evening, quote, "Let this serve as a warning that if Iran strikes any Americans or American assets, we have targeted 52 Iranian sites representing the 52 American hostages taken by Iran many years ago, some at a very high level and important to Iran and the Iranian culture, and those targets in Iran itself, all caps, will be hit very fast and very hard, unquote. The Trump administration is privately warning members of Congress that Iran's retaliation could come within weeks. Administration officials say the president ordered the airstrike on Qasem Soleimani to head off an imminent attack against Americans, but the American people have not yet seen any evidence of an imminent attack, and some in Congress who have been briefed say they remain unconvinced the threat was imminent. Joining me now, the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. Mr. Secretary, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Let's start about this new threat from President Trump. Is the tweet accurate? Is the U.S. really preparing to hit non-military cultural targets in Iran, which would obviously possibly result in civilian threats and almost certainly violate a UN resolution that the U.S. voted for in 2017?
Jake, thanks for having me on this morning. President Trump has been resolute. We will continue to be. We will defend America. The strikes we took over this past week, including killing the terrorist Soleimani, we will continue to take if we need to. If we need to defend American interests, we will do so. What President Trump said last night is consistent with what we have said all along. Iranian proxy forces in Iraq have thought that they could act with impunity, and that if they acted, we wouldn't take strikes against Iran proper. We've made clear 4 months to the Iranian regime that that wouldn't be the case, that we were going to hold responsible the actors, the leaders who took these actions and who orchestrated these actions. President Trump's tweet last night made clear we will continue to do that, and the American people should know we will always defend them, and we'll do so in a way that is consistent with the international rule of law and the American Constitution. We've done it before. We will do it again.
Well, you're saying two different things there, sir, with all due respect, because President Trump's threat on Iranian cultural centers or centers of interest to the Iranian culture would not be in accordance with international law. So, which is it?
خطای استراتژیک تو خاک به خون کشیدن دو مجاهد بزرگ موجب اختلاط خون مجاهدان بزرگ ابو مهدی و حاج قاسم که موجب پیوند تاریخی بین دو ملت ایران و عراق و تنفر جاودانه آنها را علیه آمریکا برانگیخت. ترامپ دیوانه که خود نماد زخم و بازجویی دست سخت ایران نکن با شهادت پدرم همه چیز تمام. رهبرم پدرم پدری داشت که در کنارش ایستاد و ما هم همانند پدرم در کنارش خواهیم ماند.
Over the last 4 years, we've learned a lot. I've seen in Washington it's easy for politicians to survive if they silence their convictions and skip the hard fights. I couldn't believe so many politicians actually prefer to complain about a problem rather than fix it. I was shocked to see people leave major challenges unsolved so they can blame the other side, campaign on the same issue in the next election. But Donald Trump did not come to Washington to win praise from the Beltway elites. Donald Trump came to Washington for one reason and one reason alone: to make America great again.